Welcome to this edition of News Today, a series where we briefly discuss and analyze important news of the day. In a significant update, we bring to your attention the release of the summary of Union Interim Budget 2024-25 on the resources page of Vision IAS website. You can download it from the website, or else you can scan the QR code displayed on your screen. Now, without delay, let's delve into today's headlines. United States has approved sale of 31 Predator drone sales to India. Union Cabinet has approved the signing and ratification of bilateral investment treaty with United Arab Emirates. The Interim Budget 2024-25 has proposed a corpus of 1 lakh crore to boost sunrise technologies. The Union Cabinet has approved the extension of Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund till 2025-26. Union Cabinet has extended the scheme for rebate of state and central taxes and levies for export of apparel or garments till March 2026. Supreme Court has issued new guidelines for environmental regulatory bodies. Starting with the first news. United States has approved sale of 31 Predator drone sales to India. US Defense Security Cooperation Agency notified US Congress for possible military sale of MQ-9B Sky Guardian drones and related equipment to the Government of India. Drones are powered aerial vehicles that can fly autonomously or be piloted remotely and can carry a lethal or non-lethal payloads. Now let's discuss and understand about MQ-9B Sky Guardian drones. It is designed to fly over the horizon via satellite for over 30 hours. It can safely integrate into civil airspace, enabling joint forces and civil authorities to deliver real-time situational awareness. Additionally, it integrates advanced maritime intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities. Lastly, it enables real-time search and patrol above and below the ocean surface. Further now, let's discuss the significance of drone technology in defense. Strategically, it facilitates intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance through real-time visuals and data to aid decision-making. Also, it reduces risk to personnel and is cost-effective as compared to conventional manned aircraft. Tactically, this technology helps in precision strikes with minimal collateral damage and improves coordination and logistics in challenging terrain. Despite the significance, there are also some challenges associated with drones. These include complex airspace management framework in India, impact of adverse weather conditions like strong winds, and potential misuse to breach privacy and safety. If we talk about drone technology for defense in India, then there are Lakshya and Nishant, which are unmanned aerial systems developed by DRDO, Black Kite, Golden Hawk, and Pushpak, which are micro and mini unmanned aerial vehicles or UAVs developed by DRDO. DRDO Netra, which is a lightweight autonomous UAV for surveillance and reconnaissance operations. DRDO Rustam, which is a medium altitude long endurance UAV developed for the armed forces, and counter drone system developed by DRDO. Moving on to the next news. Union Cabinet has approved the signing and ratification of bilateral investment treaty with United Arab Emirates. The treaty is aimed at improving the confidence of investors to increase foreign investments and overseas direct investment opportunities in India. Existing bilateral investment protection agreement with the UAE will expire in September 2024. Bilateral investment treaty is a reciprocal agreement for protection to investments by nationals and companies of one state in another state. Now let's understand the significance of bilateral investment treaty with UAE. It will foster growth and employment generation through increased investments in key sectors such as real estate and renewable energy. UAE emerged as the fourth largest investor in India in financial year 2023. Also, there will be mutual protection to investments in India and the UAE. Further, let's also discuss about the relation between India and bilateral investment treaty. Post 1991 economic reforms and up to 2015, India signed bilateral investment treaties with 83 countries negotiated based on Model BIT text of 1993. The Union Cabinet adopted a new Model BIT text in 2015 due to increase in international arbitration cases under existing bilateral investment treaties. Notices of termination of bilateral investment treaties based on 1993 model were issued to 77 countries till September 2021. Model Text 2015 is used for renegotiations of bilateral investment treaties and investment chapters of FTAs or Economic Partnership Agreements. Let's also understand about the key provisions of Model BIT 2015. It comprises an enterprise-based definition of investment and advocates for national treatment, that is similar treatment as domestic investors. Also, it voluntarily incorporates internationally recognized standards of corporate social responsibility. Moreover, for settlement of disputes, exhaust local remedies first before commencing international arbitration.
The interim budget 2024-25 has proposed a corpus of 1 lakh crore to boost sunrise technologies. First, let us discuss about this corpus. It will be established with a 50-year interest-free loan providing long-term financing or refinancing with long tenures. This will further encourage the private sector to scale up research and innovation. Moreover, it will help in enabling high-quality services at affordable prices for all. Presently, India's research and development spending as a percentage of GDP, that is 0.7%, is lower than countries like South Korea, Israel, etc. Now, further, let us know about sunrise technologies. Sunrise technologies includes emerging technologies which are currently in their nascent stage of development, but showcase immense potential to offer in the future. The key sunrise technologies includes artificial intelligence, quantum computing, robotics, and blockchain technology. The sunrise technologies present diverse opportunities across various sectors. In the healthcare sector, it provides opportunity like early disease detection, personalized medicine using artificial intelligence, etc. In the agriculture sector, it includes precision agriculture utilizing drones and sensors, data-driven crop management, etc. In finance sector, it can provide data protection using blockchain-based solutions. In manufacturing sectors, robotics and automation can enhance efficiency and productivity. Beyond these sectors, sunrise technologies also unlock opportunities in logistic efficiency, drone-based mapping, telemedicine, and e-governance. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology (MEITY) has undertaken major steps in advancing technologies. Firstly, the India Artificial Intelligence has been implemented with the help of National Programme on Artificial Intelligence. The ministry has also rolled out the National Blockchain Strategy in 2021. Also establishing the Center of Excellence on Internet of Things and Blockchain Technology, etc. Additionally, a new scheme has been announced for strengthening deep tech technologies, defense purposes, and expediting Atmanirbharta. The Union Cabinet has approved the extension of Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund (AHIDF) till 2025-26. Along with the extension, the new eligible entities and the investment sphere has also been included under the scheme. Now, let's first start by understanding what is Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund or AHIDF. The AHIDF was launched in 2020-21 under the Prime Minister's Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan stimulus package for 3 years. The Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund aims to incentivize investments in spheres such as dairy processing, meat processing, and value addition infrastructure. Recently, it has also included animal feed plant, breed multiplication farm, animal waste to wealth management, etc. Now, talking about the key features of the scheme. It is a central sector scheme implemented by the Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying under the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. It encompasses a broad spectrum of eligible entities including individual entrepreneurs, private companies, farmer-producer organizations, micro, small and medium enterprises and Section 8 companies, non-profit organizations under the Companies Act 2013. Notably, the dairy cooperatives are also included in the scheme. The government provides a 3% interest subvention for 8 years with a 2-year moratorium for loans up to 90% offered by scheduled banks NABARD, NDDB and others. Moreover, there is a credit guarantee mechanism for MSMEs and dairy cooperatives covering up to 25% of the credit borrowed from the Credit Guarantee Fund, which is effectively managed by NABARD. Since its inception, the scheme has demonstrated significant achievements, witnessing a notable increase of 2 to 4% in processing capacity within the dairy, meat, and animal feed sectors. Approximately 15 lakh farmers have been benefited from the initiative. The scheme has also played a pivotal role in promoting entrepreneurship and contributing to employment generation.
Moving on to the next news. Union Cabinet has extended the scheme for rebate of state and central taxes and levies for export of apparel or garments till March 2026. Extension of rebate of state and central taxes and levies will help in enhancing export cost competitiveness of apparel or garments and made-up sectors which are trampolines and tents. It will help in achieving the target of taking the Indian textile industry to $250 billion by 2030, including $100 billion exports. Now let's discuss and understand about the scheme for rebate of state and central taxes and levies. Introduced by Ministry of Textiles in 2019, it replaced the rebate of state levy scheme. Its objective is to compensate for the state and central taxes and levies on export by rebate. Apparel or garments under Chapter 61 and 62 and made-ups under Chapter 63 of Central Excise Tariff Act 1985 are eligible to avail benefits under the scheme. Its implementing agency is Department of Revenue under the Ministry of Finance. Now let's talk about apparel or garments textile sectors. This sector contributes approx 2.3% to the country's GDP, 13% to industrial production and 12% to exports. India has a 4% share of the global trade in textiles and apparel and is the fifth largest producer of technical textiles in the world. India is one of the largest producers of cotton and jute in the world and second largest producer of silk in the world, and 95% of the world's hand-woven fabric comes from India. If we talk about some other important initiatives, then these includes Market Access Initiative Scheme, Amended Technology Upgradation Fund Scheme, Samarth or Scheme for Capacity Building in Textile Sector, PM Mega Integrated Textile Region and Apparel or PM Mitra Parks, Production Linked Incentive Scheme for Textiles and National Technical Textiles Mission. In our next news, Supreme Court has issued new guidelines for environmental regulatory bodies. In reference to T.N. Godavarman Tirumalpad versus Union of India case, Supreme Court issued guidelines to ensure effective functioning of environmental bodies to uphold environmental rule of law. Environmental rule of law integrates essential elements of rule of law with environmental governance. The court also approved notification of the Central Empowered Committee under Section 3, Clause 3 of the Environment Protection Act 1986. Now let's dive into the key highlights of the guidelines for environmental bodies. Firstly, the composition of bodies and service conditions of their members should be clearly laid down. Also, their sources of finances must be certain and clear. And there must be a clear demarcation of their mandate and role. Further, they should notify rules, regulations, and guidelines in regional languages to the extent possible. The guidelines also advocate for regular and systematic audits. Lastly, it asks environmental bodies to notify norms for public hearing and the process of decision making. Now let's have a look at the Central Empowered Committee. Initially, it was constituted as an ad hoc body through Supreme Court's order in T.N. Godavarman versus Union of India case 1996. In September 2023, the Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change notified the Central Empowered Committee as a permanent statutory body under Environment Protection Act 1986. Its key function is to monitor the implementation of Supreme Court's orders on environmental issues, and the whole of India comes under its jurisdiction. The place in news for today is Indonesia with its capital Jakarta. It is in news as recently, India and Indonesia commemorated the 75th anniversary of establishing their diplomatic relations. Talking about its political features, it is an archipelago located off the coast of mainland Southeast Asia in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. It shares borders with Malaysia, Papua New Guinea and East Timor. And its maritime neighbors are Singapore, Philippines, Australia and India. Talking about its geographical features, it's composed of 5 main islands which are Sumatra, Java, Kalimantan, Sulawesi and Papua. It is positioned in the boundary zone of 3 major tectonic plates which are Indian, Australian, Eurasian and Pacific plates. Java Trench is the deepest point of the Indian Ocean and its highest peak is Puncak Jaya. As we conclude today's main news, let's take a look at some quick updates. Vice President and Rajya Sabha Chairman reconstituted the panel of Vice Chairpersons. Chairman constitutes panel of Vice Chairpersons under Rule 8 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in the Council of States or Rajya Sabha. These rules are framed under Article 118 of the Constitution. Any of the members of panel may preside over Rajya Sabha in absence of Chairman and Deputy Chairman. Union Minister of Coal Mines launched a web portal of Coal Mines Provident Fund organization, namely C-Cares. C-Cares is a public service platform and is intended to benefit the CMPF subscribers. It is developed by the Center for Development of Advanced Computing or CDAC. CDAC is a research and development organization under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. The Ministry of Education launched the Ministry of Education AICTE Investor Network. Investor Network jointly established by AICTE and Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. It aims to bring students, faculty, investors and market on one platform to strengthen the culture of innovation and address the issue of startup funding. Green propulsion system developed under Technology Development Fund successfully demonstrated in-orbit functionality on a payload launched by PSLV C-58. Project was sanctioned to Bangalore-based startup Bellatrix Aerospace Private Limited. Technology Development Fund is a flagship program of the Ministry of Defence executed by DRDO under Make in India initiative. Indian Institute of Mass Communication has been declared as deemed to be university by the Education Ministry. Deemed to be university is a higher education institution other than university working at very high standard in a specific area of study can be declared as deemed to be university. The Union Cabinet approved extension of sugar subsidy for Antyodaya Ann Yojana or I families through public distribution system for 2 more years. I households constitute poorest of the poor with inclusion parameters such as homeless households, manual scavengers, households headed by minors, widow or single women. Karnataka government announced Digital Detox Initiative in collaboration with All India Game Developers Forum and NIMHANS. Digital detox is a period of time during which one intentionally reduces amount of time spent online on electronic devices like mobiles and laptops. Indian Coast Guard celebrated its 48th Raising Day on 1st February. Indian Coast Guard established in 1977 but formally inaugurated in 1978. It works as per the Coast Guard Act 1978 under the Ministry of Defence. Its mandate include safety and protection of artificial islands and offshore terminals, assistance to fishermen in distress, preservation and protection of marine environment, and assisting the customs in anti-smuggling operations and safeguarding exclusive economic zone. Before we go, it's time to put your knowledge to test in today's segment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have enjoyed this edition of News Today. To get the answers to today's quiz and to download the PDF of News Today, make sure to check out the links in the description below.